Welcome to the Best of Beaver County, presented by St. Barnabas, a weekly segment dedicated to putting the focus on the amazing things and the amazing people behind them in Beaver County. The Best of Beaver County is sponsored by and content is provided by St. Barnabas. The show airs every Thursday from 11 to 11:30 on WBVP, WMBA, 99.3 FM, and Facebook Live. Now, with no further ado, let's welcome host Mike Romigh to introduce today's program.
Good morning and welcome to the Best of Beaver County radio show on the St. Barnabas Radio Network. Since 1900, and viewed now by many as a visionary leader in the healthcare industry, St. Barnabas has been focused on offering an array of unparalleled healthcare services that range from extensive memory care programs and activities to skilled nursing. Additionally, through the medical center, residents, patients, and our retirement community can find world-class doctor and dentistry teams that provide many other care and treatment services, from comprehensive rehabilitation and home care to hospice and palliative care. Bearing witness to its founder's reminder that God is able, men and women are invited to join St. Barnabas in the work of Christian caring, healing, and teaching. Annually, the St. Barnabas Health System provides care and treatment services to thousands of both patients and outpatient clients. With campuses located in Beaver, Allegheny, and Butler counties, St. Barnabas continues to offer trusted healthcare services that benefit you and your family's well-being. We all love to talk about it, and sometimes there are 4 different varieties, all of it in the same day. Talking about the weather, of course, and we couldn't think of a better person to talk about this than our next guest. And it's almost like Groundhog Day, because, and it could be, because we just love having her as a guest on the program so often. Mary Hours, native of Beaver Falls and meteorologist on KDKA. Welcome back, Mary.
I know, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
So good. I wore my orange and black for you today.
I love it. I wore just black.
Yeah, but that's cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I know you wear orange and black on your sleeve because when I'm watching you doing the weather, I always hear you say, and in Beaver Falls.
I always make sure I try to throw that in there. And then I used to live in Katanning, too, so I always try to throw that in there.
Okay, very good.
Family
well, welcome
Newcastle,
back.
all that.
Yeah, all over the place. So they all say then, when you get to family get-togethers, they say, well, how come you never mentioned Katanning? How come you never mentioned?
I do mention Slippery Rock all the time. That's where my in-laws are from. So I try to mention pretty much everywhere. I was from, I worked in Steubenville, Ohio. I even mentioned Wheeling at times and things like that. So, and people realize it too. Like, I'll get messages like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much for mentioning that." And I'm like, well, the weather does come from the west mostly. So what you're getting, we're about to get anyway. So, throwing out Wheeling and things like that.
That's interesting you bring that up, because I worked in Youngstown for a while, and we'd always think that Pittsburgh weather was our weather here in Beaver Falls or in Beaver County, but that's not the case, is it?
No, it's so different everywhere. I mean, just think about last storm on Wednesday. So Pittsburgh got stuck in a dry spot, and that warm air overtook. So Pittsburgh didn't get anything but rain, and then Beaver Falls, Newcastle.
So does it swirl around us? And if we're lucky, we get it from Newcastle or Youngstown and Newcastle area. But can we get some from Pittsburgh?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah,
okay.
For sure.
Okay, very good. And the other night we were supposed to see a meteor or something like that, but it was snowing that night.
Yeah.
I went out in the backyard and I looked up and all I could see was snow flurries ahead.
Yeah, that was a really rare thing, but didn't see that. It's kind of hard to see that stuff this time of the year. I think you need like a really, really, really small telescope, even on a clear night, so the conditions have to be perfect.
Good. So how has everything been with you?
Everything's great, just living life, mom life, kids are growing up. Singing, dancing, just, doing what I love. And
are you getting discovered yet for that singing and dancing act that you do?
I don't know, not really. I don't know.
You got everybody on the set of Gateway Center doing a dance.
They love it.
Do they?
They love it.
Do they?
It's fabulous. I mean, even on like Pittsburgh Today Live and stuff, sometimes, they do like workout segments, and then they'll do fun things like that.
Yeah.
And some dancing, like they'll have Pittsburgh, like they'll have the CLO there and do musicals and stuff. So it's fun. I think everyone in them has a little bit of that, they want to get out and dance and move, and just got to do it.
You wouldn't do the kind of jobs that you do. I know people think that they're serious journalists and stuff like that, but really down deep, they're hams, and they like to be. Oh, for sure. They like to be seen. You haven't gotten Ken Rice yet. Why not?
Oh, I love Ken.
Or John Shumway.
I love Ken Rice. I told, oh my gosh, John, I love him too, but he says he totally enjoys my stuff. I love him. And Ken's so witty. He's so funny. I've said stuff to him before, like, hey, and he's like, nope. And I'm like, okay, we should probably just maybe do like a fun, like talking over one or something, like where he's serious or, you know, something really funny. So I haven't found the perfect one yet, but that's my goal, is to convince Ken Rice to do something.
And I think they're just trying to catch up with you. I see them doing different things from different times, and what is it called in the morning show that they do there with
Saturday Pittsburgh. Yes.
Yeah, and they try and do little vignettes, but they can't keep up with you.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Right?
I try to get everyone involved. I got Jessica Guay involved in one the other day.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't dance, but I'll do this funny one. I'm like, perfect, because that's funny too. I'm so about mom humor and just real life things, and you have to laugh at yourself sometimes too.
Right. And David Highfield, I mean.
David, I love David. He's so great.
I have not said a name in all the times you've been here where she said, oh, I don't like that.
I know,
you love everybody.
I really do. Everyone's so great. I love my bosses too. They're fabulous. I mean, they're just so like accepting, and yeah, it's really great.
Now, when you're on television,
I don't think I gave them a choice though. Like they have
when you're on the TV and everybody sees you and everybody knows you, or they feel like they know you, but you still get out and about. You have young children and you go places. I see you on Facebook, you and your husband. I think I forget the one last night. It looked like you were in some kind of a shell, like Little Mermaid or something. You were standing in front of this thing that had all these little tentacles out behind it.
Oh,
I don't know.
What was it?
But
now I have to look.
Yeah. But
yeah, that was at Social House.
Okay.
Yeah, Social House in downtown Pittsburgh.
Yeah. So you make it all around because you come to Beaver County and Beaver Falls a lot, and so you're out when you have a good friend who is manager down at what's it called?
Yeah.
Just One More.
We're actually doing on February 18th I'm going to guest bartend, and we're going to raise money for K9's Beaver Falls Police Department.
Yeah, Amanda Urge, right? Yep. And you were with her down at Kelly's Saloon when she was down there and stuff like that, because you guys graduated together or were in the same class.
Yeah.
So when you're in places like that in the county, away from the TV station, do people come up to you? Do they recognize you? They say, no way, that's Mary Ars.
Sometimes. Sometimes they do. Like it's mostly like the whispers, like, and my husband's really funny because we'll be like sitting there and he sees someone like look or whatever and kind of like whisper, and he goes, oh yeah, this is Mary Hours.
Yeah,
this is, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Billy. But I'm like, hi, how are you? Like, great. Like, you can totally come up and talk to me whenever I'm out. Like, I'm the, you know.
Do the kids ever say, Mom, do you know that? Do you know everybody, Mom?
Yeah. No, we were at the dentist. I went to the dentist the other day, and Viviana came with me, and my orthodontist was like, I knew you did the weather, but like now I follow you on social media, and I love it. And then it was so sweet because Vivi's like looking like, okay, like normal. Yeah. And she was like, your mom's really, really cool. Do you know that? And she was like, yeah. And I'm like, and I tell Vivi, I'm like, who's your favorite meteorologist? And she goes, you are. She's 4.5. So, but she does social media too. She loves it. Like, you know, any kid loves Snapchat filters, things like that. And
I see you dancing with her, teaching her how to do all that stuff.
She does dance class, and she really works on those stretches and spinning around and dancing.
Very good. So it's Groundhog Day, and let's talk a little bit about prognosticating the weather.
Yes.
Because he's going to come out and he's going to say, well, he's already saying it, but what are we looking forward to? I mean, it's very cold this week, which is rare. We've had a nice winter so far, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess if you like the warm weather, yeah, it's been pretty nice. But there's so many people who are probably mad that we haven't had much snow.
Not me.
Not me either. I'm like, hey,
especially when you commute.
I'm like, listen, I prayed for a mild winter, and now I'm getting it. This is fantastic. Yeah. But yeah, we are so far below average too for snowfall this season. Warm January. I looked up the stats last week, but I know we've continuously been warm, so now we're even more above average and more behind on snowfall. So
I think last week, because I was watching the show, and I think you said 20 inches below normal.
Oh, 10.
So 10 inches?
12 point, I think we have 12.6 inches of snow.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, the average is, the normal is 26 inches. So yeah, we're about, 10, probably over 10 inches below normal now for snowfall for the whole season. And
I've noticed for the month of February, I looked ahead, and it says that temperatures are going to be in the 40s for most of the month.
There's going to be a cold snap. We'll get another cold snap, and then temperatures are pretty seasonable.
That's nice. Yeah, and especially
we'll get those waves. We'll get those really warm waves. We'll get those cold snaps. But whenever you think about like climate, that's 30 years. Weather is day to day. So like any big, high number and any low number, you're going to take the average of that. You're going to get the average.
Yeah. So in terms of temperatures in the 40s, I've always been a believer that the longer we can go into February with temperatures in the 40s, the less chance we have of it dropping below zero and getting those wind chills. Is that true?
Not necessarily. Okay. All it takes is the shift of the jet stream and a big polar vortex to come in. You know, polar vortex always exists near the pools too, so it's always there. It's just when that jet stream dips down, then we get that cold Canadian air. Just like when we had all that cold air, that Arctic blast, that was brutal. Christmas. Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Of course.
It really was. And the vortex, what does that mean to us? How do we experience that?
So I feel like it's definitely became a big term. Mm-hmm. Probably maybe like 6, maybe more than that. Yeah. And I feel like Al Roker made it a thing. So everyone's like, oh, it's the polar vortex coming. But it literally always exists near the poles. It's always there. The polar air. The vortex just sounds so like vortex. Yeah. But no, it's always there. And that's why it's always so cold in the poles. And then the cold Canadian air comes in. And you'll get that jet stream dipping down. And you'll get all that cold air flowing from the north. And boom.
Blame the Canadians.
Exactly.
Damn Canadians.
They're so nice, though, right?
They are, right?
Isn't that what they say?
They are. Have you ever been up there?
No.
They are very nice.
I need to go. I know a few Canadians, though, and they are really nice.
Okay, very good. And as far as El Niños, La Niñas, and all that kind of stuff that comes along, does that happen in the winter, and do we experience it?
Well, this is what's interesting. So we're in our 3rd La Niña year.
Oh, okay.
So the past 2 years, we had average snowfall. And this is rare that you get 3 back-to-back La Niña years. So they call it a triple dip. Okay. So I'm not obviously surprised that we're pretty mild so far. It's kind of what we went with for our winter weather prediction. Still pretty far below average, but it just only takes 1 snowstorm to set you back to normal and back to average.
Do you foresee that in the future?
I do. I think we're going to get just 1 big burst of snow.
How many inches?
I don't know.
Because usually you weather people when
weather's day to day. We can't predict snowstorms out that far.
The stations in Pittsburgh usually have to go to Seven Springs or some of those ski resorts, and those people are probably calling you all the time saying, we need some snow.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And Groundhog Day, hopefully he predicts an early, but no, he's never right anymore.
When we come back, we'll have to talk about that. He's never right. It's only
sometimes
either has to go one of 2 ways.
Exactly.
Right? Spring's right around the corner, and winter for 6 more weeks, which is basically all the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good old Phil.
Mary Hours is our guest. You know her from KDKA-TV. She's one of their meteorologists. She's from Beaver Falls, and we enjoy having her come back on the Best of Beaver County radio show and see her smiling face and shining personality. It's good to have her here, and we'll continue this conversation on the Best of Beaver County on the St. Barnabas Radio Network. Of the many things that make St. Barnabas Health System apart from the ordinary is an appreciation for their employees, an act that does not go unnoticed. Let's learn more about what this means from one of their employees.
Hi, my name's Susan Elleteri. I'm a registered nurse at St. Barnabas. Our team is responsible for the excellent care of our residents. Tending to their specific needs is very important. We pursue compassionate care, hard work, and kindness, and it is an extremely rewarding career, and I'm very grateful to have nursing as a career. It's extremely rewarding. We can acknowledge the goodness in our life, and I do believe that.
Find out about the exceptional career opportunities St. Barnabas has to offer by visiting stbarnabashealthsystem.com/careers for more information, or by calling 724-444-JOBS. That's 724-444-5627. Find out why St. Barnabas is apart from the ordinary. This is the Best of Beaver County radio show on the St. Barnabas Radio Network. Our guest is KDKA-TV meteorologist Mary Hours, and we're talking about the weather. It's Groundhog Day. We went to break, and you said Phil is always wrong. Have they sent you to Punxsutawney yet?
So, oh my gosh, I went a long time ago when I was working in Johnstown, and it was great because, well, it was really cold, but I was super excited to just go and do it, and I was ready. But I was pregnant with Viviana at the time. My feet were freezing because when you're up there, we were right by the stage. I made sure we just got up by the stage. You just kind of go through. So standing at the stage, I had to do weather hits for 15 different news stations, all the way from LA to New York. I mean, it was crazy. And I was standing in between CNN and the Weather Channel. And it was fabulous. But we're trying to talk, and it's so loud, and I'm like yelling. I actually have I think my opening video in my resume reel is me saying, "We're in Punxsutawney," like something. But it was fun. I don't think I'd do it again though.
No, it's crazy up there, isn't it? Yeah. They get drunk and everything.
Yeah.
They're just drinkers all the time. So you went on and you did your little hit, and you said, "It's February. It's Pennsylvania. It's going to snow. Blah 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 blah." Just like Bill Murray did in Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's pretty much it.
I think he did. I think that year he predicted spring.
Spring?
And then I think we ended up getting snow after that.
Okay. So you guys don't put that much much knowledge or much hope in what Phil has to say. So what are you calling for?
Chances, all odds favor
Snow.
6 more weeks of winter, obviously, instead of an early spring. But, I think it's about time he predicts an early spring again, because I think the last time was 2018, I think.
Okay. Doesn't happen that often.
Doesn't happen very often.
Okay.
I wrote down exactly how, he saw a shadow 107 times.
So in comparison, some of the things that we've gone through last year, year before, 10 years ago, what kind of winters? You said earlier that we usually get a lot of snow in February.
February is the most, and that's when we did our winter weather forecast. February is usually the month we get the most snow, and we predicted 13 inches. That's what we went for the month of February of what we think we're going to get. Mostly, we're definitely probably going to see something, right? But I'm hoping that we do so that our forecast can verify.
That's because everybody holds you to that, don't they?
They do. Yeah. I don't really know if people go back and really watch the winter weather forecast. I'm sure they do, but at the end of the day, like I always say, you can't control the past, you can't control the future. You just have to live in the present and take it day by day.
Day by day. Mary Hours is our guest. And when you look at it over the course of time, like David Letterman was a weatherman.
David Letterman, I know. My mom loved him. I watched him growing up.
See?
It's crazy.
And Larry Richard was a leatherman.
Yeah.
On Channel 2. Is there anything that you want to do? I know you sing and dance. You've been doing a lot of national anthems at different places. You still want to do that?
Yeah.
Did you ever get invited to Heinz Field or PNC Park?
Not yet, but I have a contact who's trying to get it for me.
Okay.
So I don't know. You know what? Recently, I feel like so many people have been asking me that. What's next? What's next? And I'm like, I don't know. I think it's just this. I think I'm happy to be in Pittsburgh. I'm happy to, just.
Yeah, but as you're standing between CNN and the other channels at Punxsutawney, you think...
for sure. Back in the day,
network.
I'm like, maybe one day I'll do that. But it's like, I don't know how my life would look. I'm sure I could adjust and stuff, but like when you have kids, like I want them to be with their family. I want them to grow up with their family, with all my friends. I want to grow up with them. So that's really what I value the most, is that. But I would definitely like to do bigger things here in Pittsburgh, like be involved in more things, definitely sing the national anthem at like Heinz Field or a Pirates game even, or a hockey game, and just do fun stuff. I can't imagine
that you haven't been asked to do that yet. But keep that in mind, because that's what's something, and would love to see it.
I'll keep pushing for it. Usually when I want something, I just keep going after it until I get it.
Okay. Well, you should have those contacts in Pittsburgh.
I know. You would think I would know more people, but I just,
Paul Pompiani.
Oh, I know.
Paul Pompiani. Say, Pomp, come on, let's do this. But he's not going to do that.
I'll text him after this.
Yeah. Oh, boy. And the kids love it, and you're grounded.
Yeah.
You're grounded here. You have family here. Kids like it here.
Kids love it. We're in Mars, so they absolutely love it. And she has her little friend. She has a kindergarten next year.
Oh, special times. Yeah, they go fast.
I know.
Yeah,
crazy.
Very good. And as far as what's happening for the future, the Pirates schedule is coming up, and we have, of course, spring training. Are they going to send you to spring training or anything like that? No, you don't.
I don't really know anything about sports.
But that's all right. You don't know anything about weather, though.
You know what? I know, right? You know what? I did throw the first pitch at the Washington Wild Things game.
Oh, okay.
And this was a really funny story, actually. So I don't really follow sports much. Right? So I did a karaoke at Mike's Beer Bar with 93.7 The Fan. My husband loves those guys, so they invited me and him to come out. So we're about to wrap it up, and Neil Walker, who I didn't know who was Neil Walker at the time, didn't hit to me. and David Bednar, I think that's his name. He's from Mars. They said they both play, well, the one plays for the Pirates now. So they're walking on stage, and then he gets off the stage, and he was like, I introduced you to go sing again because you're taking my spot and I'm not singing. And I'm like, oh, sounds great. So I went and sang, and he was like, oh, great job. And I was like, wait, who are you? And my husband was like, that's Neil Walker. And I'm like,
yeah, well, that's all right.
Who's Neil Walker? Name kind of sounds familiar, but I don't know. And he was like, he played for the Pirates forever ago. So it was really funny. I showed him my first pitch, and he was surprised.
You got it there?
Nailed it.
Oh.
He was like, did you stand on the mound or did you just move up? I said, oh, I stood on the mound. And I'm a lefty, and I had a little spin on it.
See that?
Got it right in the glove of the catcher because I played softball growing up.
For Beaver Falls?
Heck yeah, I did.
Did you? All right,
yeah.
Very good. So you got it right in the glove, and did they put you on the Jumbotron or anything?
Yeah,
like
and I sang God Bless America. Wow. And I sang Take Me Out to the Ball Game. It was great. We stood up on the thing. It was fun.
Yeah, okay, very good. So you and the Pirate Parrot, I can see it.
Right, it needs to happen. Or the pierogies or something.
The pierogies, you could do the pierogi races.
No.
I just saw recently where they're hiring people to do different things.
I saw that too.
So they want a pierogi.
Yeah.
I'll talk
I don't really want to run.
You don't know? Well, that's okay.
I just
you can stand
want to
at the finish line with the thing going on.
Coming up with all these ideas. See, I just want to live my life and do these fun things.
Yeah.
Live and do everything.
Well, amazingly enough, you went to school with my son Dylan for a while, and when I was a big star at KDKA Radio, I got to throw out the first pitch on a couple of different occasions, and I got to throw it, and Dylan got to catch for me that day. He was like 5 years old or 6 years old at the time.
Does he remember that still?
Well, I have pictures. They give you pictures of it and all that stuff. I don't know if he remembers it actually.
That's
but
such a good memory.
Yeah, and so that's what you could do that with your kids.
I know. Well, they were on the field with me when I did the Washington Wild things, and it was superhero night.
Yeah.
So Viviana dressed up as Wonder Woman. We got to see Buzz, Wonder Woman, all that. And as I'm doing that, my husband's running after them on the field.
Yeah.
Like, it was hilarious. Viviana's running around like Wonder Woman. My son's just like, do-do-do-do-do, spinning in circles, walking around, and my husband's trying to, like, manage them both. Yeah. And I was like, take a video of me doing the first pitch. I didn't have a video. Luckily, there was someone behind the plate who I found on Twitter who actually sent it to me.
Yeah.
So that was it.
Isn't it great that your kids are able to enjoy those things, though?
Yeah.
I mean, those are things that not everybody's kids get to do.
I know. It's
and
great.
So you get to special, and they get to go out for them and stuff like that.
Yeah,
probably go to see Cinderella and all those things, ice capades and all that stuff.
We went to, what did we go see? We went to see Disney on Ice not too long ago. This was when I was pregnant with Wally, or when he was just born. Yeah. So Vivi was younger, so I just need to go back and do that. She loves performing and stuff.
The circus doesn't come to town anymore.
Oh, I remember doing that when I was little.
Yeah, see, and they put your kids up on the elephant and ride them on the elephant and all that stuff.
That's great.
What great memories. So you've been doing such a good job. I went to school with your mother, and is she enjoying your success as well?
Yes, she does. She's always my #1 fan.
Is that right?
Yeah, she loves it.
Yeah.
So.
And when we see you on TV, the wardrobe, that's your wardrobe, right?
My wardrobe.
It's not like, I don't see at the end the scroll that says Mary Hour's wardrobe provided by.
Nope.
No?
Do it myself.
Yeah.
I wore this on air the one day with a skirt that I bought, and I just,
Now let's talk about the TikTok thing.
Oh, yeah.
You get paid to be a meteorologist, so you're out there, you're doing it. But these other things that you're doing, that people see you doing, TikTok, dancing, and all those sort of things, that's just part of your bubbly personality, right?
Just fun. It's
they would know that.
I don't work out, and I don't want to work out. I don't want to go to a gym. I don't want to get on and ride my bike. I don't want to do crunches. I just want to dance. Okay. So that's just what I do, and it just gets me more motivated to do it and get my body moving and things like that. So. Gives me more energy. It just makes you feel good.
But you're always with your phone. Your camera's always on, and to see you post it and you say, "Well, I'm going to do this now." You
know what's funny? My friends always say, "How did you post that fast?" So my one friend. She was like, months and months went by. She doesn't post her wedding photo. She finally did, Jessica, if you're watching, I'm talking about you. So she's always like, it takes me so long to post something. So I did that reel with her, and I just posted immediately. Like, I come up with a caption, I just post, like, I don't think about it. I just do it. And so many people sit there and, like, think about, oh, how do I post this? Let me make sure this is right. And I'm just like, nope, just post it, put it out there. And maybe I can edit some text later if I misspell something. But if not, who cares? Nobody's perfect.
Right. Do you have a song in your head all the time? There's always something going on there.
Always. There's so many. Oh my gosh, there was literally a reel the other day with a mom sitting there, and it was like that sound, and all these things were popping up, and they're like, this is a mom's brain 24/7. I'm like, oh gosh. I'm thinking now, like, do I have laundry in the dryer that I need to do? What should I bring home for lunch for the kids? That's just what goes on in my head as I'm talking, and even when I'm doing the weather on the green screen. Well, not even a green screen anymore, the BAM, but.
Oh, I don't know about the BAM.
The BAM.
What's the BAM? I know the green screen, but I don't know the BAM.
So the BAM is just a big monitor.
Okay.
Big blank monitor.
Oh, okay.
The A stands for.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay, I got it.
That's what we named it. So.
Yeah, okay. So you're out there in front of that. And so the idea that when people see you in the morning, I see you at 6:30 in the morning, but then if you're doing noon and the evening, you get to go home in between them? No, I thought when you said to take the kids home lunch, you get to go home in between.
Just today, I'm thinking, what do I get to take the kids home for lunch? Right now, we're living in the present, remember? Can't control the past, the future. I know.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so your favorite pizza, where's your favorite pizza come from?
Oh my gosh. I'm actually doing a pizza eating contest with 100.7 The Star in February.
No. Oh, no.
So on the radio, and I have to eat like basically equivalent to like 40, like a bite of 40 pieces of pizza.
Oh, better than a hot dog eating contest, though, right?
Right. But it's just like, we have to judge. I'm judging it.
Okay.
But I like a sweeter sauce. I do love, I worked at D&G Pizza. I love D&G Pizza.
Oh,
that was my first job.
Did you drive?
I walked.
No, but I mean, did you drive pizza?
No.
Did they, back in those days, they didn't allow girls to drive, right?
No, but I still went for the drive sometimes. I'm like, let's just go. We'll just go for a drive. I'm like, I want like a milkshake or something. I'm like, let's go get ice cream really quick on my break, which it was like the pizza shop was dead. But, I was 15. I
just saw recently Joe Kittner.
Oh, I love Joe.
Is retiring from driving. He drove D&G. He was a delivery guy for years. He said, that's enough now.
I'll have to tell him we brought him up. He'll love it. He's such a good friend. I love him.
Yeah, very good. So, all right, great. Good to hear. So we're just about out of time. Yeah. Do you want to dance or anything like that?
We should do one. I didn't even think of one, but I could probably pull one up in my dress we could do a TikTok.
That's quite
easy. Just do.
We'll look forward to see it at another time.
I love it.
It's always so great to see you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Appreciate you coming on. Anything happening in Beaver County with you? I know.
I'm doing on February 18th at Just One More. I'm going to be guest bartending there, and there's going to be a girl who sings there. Maybe we'll do a song. I don't know. Maybe we'll do a song together. But all the money is going to go to the K9 because I know they're getting a new K9. Yep.
Okay.
At the Beaver Falls.
That's February 18th. All right. And I understand they have good food down there too.
Yeah, my mom loves it too.
Oh, is that right? Yeah. Okay, Mary. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure to see you. Continued success.
Thank you.
We always wish the best for you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming on. Mary Hours, KDKA-TV meteorologist, and our guest on the Best of Beaver County radio show. I'm Mike Romigh. We'll get together again next Thursday at 11 on the St. Barnabas Radio Network. Stay healthy.
When you think about retirement, what images come to mind? Why not let yourself imagine enjoying an exceptional retirement lifestyle at the Village at St. Barnabas in Gibsonia? Attainable luxury can become yours because the Village has no large upfront fees and it's based on a simple annual no-risk contract. The only decision to make is when to move in. Call 724-443-0700 or click stbarnabashealthsystem.com.
Thank you for listening to the Best of Beaver County. St. Barnabas is pleased to have provided content and sponsorship for the program. Tune in this Sunday at 11:30 for an encore presentation of today's program on Beaver County Radio. And next Thursday at 11 for another edition of the Best of Beaver County on WBVP, WMBA, and 99.3 FM.